Now, I was reading the top of the deck, like the cover of the cards, and it says transform wounds to wisdom and wisdom to superpowers. Manifest your most abundant life, a life of your wildest dreams. I feel like whoever this is for, you're like a freshman. We don't say that here in New Zealand, so that's significant. You that just take the terminology. The terminology could be significant for you. Don't get attached to it, but it could be significant for you. But you're like a freshman in high school, or like a fresh student, and you're a fresh student to the realms of Te Awairua, to spirit. And I think you've been seeking more spiritual, I'm hearing enlightenment, spiritual knowledge. You're drawing heavily, I'm getting a lot of drawing from a lot of social media information. I just want to, Spirit want me to touch on that. When you're drawing on knowledge from social media, don't just take everything when you're learning. One, it's going to overwhelm you, and two, everyone has their own perceptions, right? And when we seek knowledge, we're seeking a new perspective, right? Perception and perspective, two different things. Perspective is a fucking superpower. If you can have perspective, it's a fucking superpower. But they're specifically saying that seeking knowledge only on social media, when you're doing it, lock in on people that are consistent with their content. Lock in with the people that are consistent in their vocabulary, in their approach to that space, in that approach to the realms of Te Awairua, the realms of spirit, to gain trustworthy information and knowledge to help you evolve and grow. That is so fucking specific. And the reason why it's coming out like that is because it's a protective thing for you, to refrain from causing mental overload. Sometimes it can be really overwhelming when you're learning anything new for the first time. When you're stepping into the unknown, though, for the very first time, it can be really overwhelming, and it can be fucking brutal. I'm not even gonna fucking try and add sprinkles to that, because it's not. When you're stepping into that space at first, it can feel chaotic. And so making sure that the content that you're watching, be intentional about it. Be intentional about who you're locking in on, and don't just take everything in all at once. Lock in on the ones that are consistent with their content, their niche, their goal of what their content is about. That clear consistency will give you clarity and consistency in the knowledge that you are seeking. And that's really important for whoever this is for. I think the reason why Spirit are getting me to clarify that is because when you're learning and just stepping into this space, it's a whole new world. I'm hearing the song, it's a whole new world. I think it's from, is it Ariel? Disney. This could be significant. You could have just watched that movie, or you could like animated movies. But you're stepping into a whole new world, and this is a world that you have not experienced in this way before. And you are heavily protected in that realm, in that space. This has been a long time coming for you. Things are really starting to ramp up and really starting to open up right now. There's been a lot of collective shifts in frequency and awareness. And amongst that, you are a part of it. And so those spaces are opening up for you quickly. And so this is your spirit team's way of protecting you through this process. so that you're receiving the appropriate and correct information that is relevant to you. Maybe this is for you have a very specific purpose about what, because this reading is very purposeful. It's very intentional. The words that they're asking me to say are very intentional, are very specific, which is telling me that your purpose is very specific. Whatever you're meant to do in regards to your purpose is very, very specific, which is why they want the information that you receive to reciprocate that. Spirit, is there anything else you want this collective to know? I wanted to say person, so this could be for a very small collective. Yeah. This is why, is because you could be going through an ego death. Or you may very well be about to go through an ego death, and that can feel like hell. Not gonna sugarcoat it. There's nothing sugarcoated about it. It's fucking brutal, and I only say that because no one prepared me for it. No one prepared me for what that was gonna be like. Everything in the space of spirituality for myself was always sugar-coated in it's all love, it's all light, it's all da 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 da, rainbows, puppies, dogs, and fucking unicorns. And I went through a fucking ego death, and it was not that at all. It was the complete opposite. And so I say that, and Spirit are allowing me to say that because it's from a place of like allowing you some form of preparation, allowing you some form of a vision of what it is that you're going to experience, because it's going to feel like you're dying over and over and over again and then coming back to life. I can't explain an ego death better than that. I can't explain awakenings, spiritual awakenings better than that. It feels like death and rebirth after death and rebirth. Alignment. The ego death that you're about to go through, it's not that you're out of alignment, but it puts you more in alignment of this purpose, of what you are meant to achieve in this life. So if you've been feeling lost lately, don't take it to heart. It's all a part of, I was going to say this, the simulation you are in. All a part of the simulation you're in. So you could believe, like, the terminology or some of the things that you might be seeing knowledge about lately is like the Matrix, escaping the Matrix. You know, the corridor, or the talk about we're all a part of a simulation and we're just souls experiencing a human experience, right? That whole corridor is what you could be seeing a lot of content. Well, it's not necessarily that that is specifically wrong. That's just the terminology that's coming out. So it's just more confirmation of what collective this is actually for. But as always, you know, take what resonates and leave what does not. And don't try to make any of this fit, because that will keep you looping, it will keep you stuck, and you don't want that. So going through this ego death will put you more in alignment with your purpose amongst this simulation that we're all in. Now, what came out next was like the OG card of this deck, which is the Wounds to Wisdom. Now, I think in traditional tarot, the Fool is like the very first card. Fuck, don't quote me. But this is what this is giving me. It's like giving me a new beginning, new cycles, new thresholds. Thresholds are significant. New thresholds. It came out with Reclamation though, which is a really, really cool card as well. And what these two cards are giving me together, Wounds to Wisdom and Reclamation, is it's like you're reclaiming the wounds that you've experienced, dissipated out, alchemized into a higher frequency. You're reclaiming everything that was once a wound that has now become wisdom for you. And you're about to do something so fucking incredible with it. So for now, this is what I'm hearing right now. For now, be the student. Be present in being the student. Be present in gaining knowledge. In absorbing intentional, consistent, clear knowledge in the spaces of spirit, in the spaces of spirituality, however that fits for you. Not only are you reclaiming the wounds that you turned into wisdom and making something beautiful out of it, you're reclaiming your own inner power amongst this. You're reclaiming your own inner power. You're remembering your own inner power. There's a fantail right outside my door. Spirit, is there anything else? Yeah. You're reclaiming. Metamorphosis is very significant. Butterflies especially dragonflies also. 3 more just popped out. Triggers and treasures, intuition and sovereignty. Yeah, see, this is what I mean by inner power. This is what I mean. This metamorphosis, this process of metamorphosis, this transformation that you were going through. Transformation, literally fucking phoenix rising from the ashes. Triggers and treasures. This ego death does so much for you. And by so much, I mean you remember that inner sovereignty within yourself. You remember that your internal compass, your intuition, you connect deeper with it on a level like never before. Never before. Daisies is significant. Egypt or Egyptian. Phoenixes are significant, so Scorpio could be significant. Scorpios are really good in the phases of transformation. Like, they're very good at like they're the kind of people that are not afraid to transition. Like, transition doesn't scare them. It's like, it's their fucking natural born state when it comes to Scorpios. So you could be a Scorpio, you could have Scorpios around you that may help you through this process, this ego death, but also, you also may lose people, and people might be brought into your space that could be Scorpios, and those Scorpios that come into your space after that ego death or during this ego death could help you transmute a lot of that energy. But essentially, this ego death for you, this phoenix rising from the fucking ashes energy, is bringing you more into your sovereignty. Deeper connection with your intuition. And even more alignment in regards to your purpose. So if you've been feeling lost, just let yourself be the student right now. Because that is the best and most powerful place that you can be at this point. And in the future, it will serve you in all the ways that you deserve. And I love that for you so much. You move with peace in the chaos of this life. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. Always be so fucking kind. And as always, much love.